saying, we'll start at the beginning. And if I get disconnected, okay? So, Shib is an experiment, arguably the most successful experiment in recent times, especially in our space. It was started by a mysterious individual or group known as Ryoshi.
If you're just tuning in, Shytoshi
And
Kusama is
multiple pieces of
live, but
technology. Yes, Kyle. X is not having it. Kyle's pinging me. You're getting disconnected. The
X is going in and out for him. So if you hear it just start going out, um, yeah, X is a little buggy. If you are just joining in, Shytoshi Kusama is having his very first X space, but in X like fashion, it's going down, and you barely could hear him. Just keep like cutting in and out. So, in the meantime, we could take a look at the overall market. XRP is going crazy. But really, when you think about XRP, and this is just a side tidbit, while we wait for him to get back, it only did a 10x. People are going crazy, but and you really look at it, it only just did a
is
10x.
absolutely not allowing me to finish. We can
Oh,
get through this
he's
without it
back.
crashing. So, as I was saying,
See, this is the thing I do not like about X. X sometimes it when it works is great, but when it doesn't, it you get results like this. You know, Windbone roar. Yo, Bob, what's going on? Should have done on YouTube Live. I'll message him and see if you want to come onto the channel. We could schedule it. I'm actually gonna message him right now. All right, just sent them a message. He probably ain't gonna see it though. Christopher, what's going on, my brother? So right now, when it comes to live, like right now, Shy's the X space in itself, it's very very buggy. Um, it's very very buggy. But look at the views so far, over 7,000. What treat price now and circulating supply? That I don't know. Let me see if it's on. Like I own no treat. I think it might be on CoinGecko. Like when it comes to investing, guys, I have specific rules that I have for myself. Now, I'm bullish on treat, but I don't plan on owning any treat anytime soon. That's just me. Okay, according to CoinGecko, there is in circulation is 2 billion, 2 billion treat. Price is currently sitting at 0.0129. This is the current price of treat right now. Roar roar. Now we're seeing a pretty good sell off right now, especially for the past I want to say like 14, 15 days. There was this whale. He sold over 50,000, or no, they sold 40 something thousand, and you had other whales sell, you know. So it's been a few. It's been a few whales. Like all of this right here for the past 14 days, guys. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So ever since here, we just been seeing straight sell off, and I would even say ever since here, because there was this one whale who sold like $15,000 like all in one snipe, and really he killed the momentum, because had he not killed the momentum for Roar, we probably would have start testing all time highs. But he sniped it in one shot, 15,000, boom. Then eventually we seen this nice little rebound from it, but by then again the momentum was killed, and it triggered the this right here triggered the rebound. So now what I think is going to happen, especially for Roar, either it's going to reclaim this support right here, because right now it's resistant. So if it doesn't reclaim it quickly, then it is going to probably try to hover around, maybe even hit this prior support area before it has another leg up. So, and the good thing that I like about Roaring Kitty, and as you guys already noticed, even when we had this nice drop right here, after the selling was over, then followed by an upward trend. That's what ended up happening. So after this selling right here finished taking place, then we're gonna start to see an upward trend. Let's take a look and see if he's okay, so it looks like it ended. Let's see if he started a new one. But yeah, that's one thing that I do like about Roaring Kitty. The only people that could sell on you is holders, and holders they only have limited amount of supply. So once their supply is gone, then it's just gonna naturally just start having a rebound. RJ, what's going on? Yeah, that's crazy. I'm starting to think maybe Elon Musk don't like him because every time he jumps onto any space, it just starts to it just starts to drop. You know. No sugar with a new device. It's not allowing me to speak in the space without crashing. Continue deciding for on how this could be investigated or search this space or move platform. Please stand by. Now, again, I sent Shy a message. So let me try sending a message on X as well too. Maybe he'll see it there. Because if he want, he could certainly hop onto our platform here on YouTube. Hold on, I'm just sending him a quick message right now. But yeah, that would be pretty cool if he did come. It's always something with these Shib dev, bro. Shibarium launch flopped. AI was lagging. Now they drop treat and can't do a successful Twitter space, bro. I dumped my bone and made 600K on other coins. Dang, that's pretty good, man. 600K. Was it and definitely appreciate the $9 bomb there, $10 bomb there. Um what coins did you make it on? Was it all meme coins or was it utility coins? I'm actually curious to know. All right, yeah, I'm trying to reach out to him right now, guys. I sent him a message on X. I'm gonna send him another message on Telegram. But yeah, man, 600K, bro. That is freaking awesome, man. Just do not, I repeat, do not give that joint back. All right, I just sent them a message on Telegram. Like I said probably he won't be able to see this because maybe he will, maybe he won't. Who knows? So let me refresh just to see what is going on. As a matter of fact, and even too, I want to see where we're currently at when it comes to alt in the alt market. See, are we approaching alt season? How far away are we away from it? Yeah, no, I don't see anything. Let's take a look at Trader View just to see where we at when it comes to alt season. I'm gonna still be refreshing just to see if he goes live somewhere else. GameStop, man. Disappointed, man. All right, let's take a look. Top 10. All right. So for me, this is a very, very good indicator of where we're at as it relates to alt season. Because like you'll hear a lot of people like, "Oh, we're in alt season. We're alt season." I'll take a look at this chart. Oh, I know we're not. Let me take the volume bar out. Let me remove that. All right, there we go. So this represent all time high from the last cycle as far as for alts. So this exclude the top 10 crypto assets, outside of Bitcoin, of course. And currently, right now, I mean, we're close to alt season. Alt season would officially start once we pass $493 billion. So if you don't have your alts in order, right now is probably the best time to be able to get it because again, we're still here. I always reference to this, guys. Back in 2016, 2017 bull market alt season, that was like the craziest. Now, you guys are seeing this and you might be thinking like, wow, this is pretty awesome. But back in 2016, this is the percentage that was made off of this. I want to say it was like somewhere around like let me just let's measure it. I think it was like 300 or something. It was a crazy amount of percentage. Uh-uh. It was, guys, it was 25,000%. That's how much the alt market went up back in 2016, 2017. Insane. And I think we're going to be able to see something probably not as much 25,000%, but I think we're going to see something along those lines. And the reason why I say this, because back then, crypto was not restricted in China. So you had China, the Chinese whales coming into the market. And as they came into the market, guys, they were dumping money left and right on so many different assets. And you could have literally just closed your eyes and essentially that's what I did. I remember I put there was this one coin. I put like 13 cents into it. I put 13 cents into it and I ended up making like $1,000 off of it, which was just crazy just to think about it now. You know what I mean? It's like then back then, I didn't really have much money, but I was thinking like, man, I wish I would have put a lot more money into it. Last alt market, it only went 894%. So as you can see, huge difference, right? Huge difference. All right, let's go back on X just to see if there is any update. Are we back on? And let me check my Ponky, Peanut, Speedy, Hoppy, Virtual. My biggest winner, only position I have open is Ponky and Virtual. Big bags though. Nice. Yo, those were some winners. The crazy thing about Peanut, I seen Peanut at a $2 million market cap, man. $2 million market cap. And there was just so many out there. I didn't know which one to buy. So I was like, you know what? Let me just stop. But of course, hindsight is always 2020. I could have easily just put $200 on all of them and just rolled the dice. $200 out of $2 million market cap. It got what to over 2 billion. I mean, that's some serious gains. 1,000x. So that's pretty good, man. That is freaking awesome. 600K, bro. But yeah, definitely, you know, don't give that joint back. Too many times I see people, uh, make crazy amount of gains just to give it back. So always practice good risk management. I mean, obviously you're doing something right. XRP is running. How far do you guys really think XRP gonna get? Because XRP $3.09. So XRP currently now at a 10x. Like, and I always try to look at it as objectively as possible. It's great, for the people who have big bags into XRP. But again, this is for me. I could be wrong. I'm okay being wrong. You think you get the 10, XRP to 10. So XRP to 10 right now, you're only, if someone wants to get into XRP right now, you're looking close to, you know, a triple. Whatever amount that you put in, you just tripled your bag. This is why for me, like, again, if you have huge amount of capital that you could contribute as far as like to invest into these assets, yes, XRP, you could do that all day, all night. But for the majority of the newbie investor that's coming into crypto that only have a few $100 to their name, few $1,000 to their name, XRP is not the move. You know, and again, like most people don't want to hear that. And at the end of the day, like, look, you're gonna invest what you want to invest into. But if I'm looking for a triple, I could go to the stock market and do that. Like with crypto, Federal Reserves are adopting it in March. See, I don't doubt that there is. I don't doubt that. But at the end of the day, like, how high can it go, even with the adoption? Like, is it gonna be another 10x? Because will it do another 10x from here? Will it be at $30? Because if I'm looking at it for another 10x from here, like XRP going to $30, there's other safer plays, at least in my eyes, that I could get a 10x from without trying to buy literally at the top. Because yes, it's coming up to a resistance area, which is the all-time high, which roughly around $3.90. But if it rejects, now I'm legit just buying at the top. The time to for me again, anything that I say is just my opinion. So don't try to crucify me, guys. Don't try to crucify me. But in my opinion, like I'm always looking for consolidation just to be able to enter any asset whenever the water is calm. And I'm okay missing this. Like XRP could go to 10, 20, $30 without me, and I'll be okay with that. And the reason why I'll be okay with that because it's still like I have sets of rules for myself in order for me to invest into any asset. Um, and if it doesn't meet those rules, then there's so many plays out there that I miss because of my rules. But the ones that I do make or I do hit, it makes up for all these other ones. So that's all. I mean, if you're already in it, great. Like you're sitting pretty, and this thing could still continue to run because with the breakout pattern, just based upon my experience, 339 roughly a 10 because it at least would do about 100%. Give or take, add a few more dollars to it. Grab, 10 is a magnet, especially if an asset is approaching it. It's gonna automatically gravitate to 10. So, yeah. All right, looks like they still have it. Oh, he made a post, so let's see. crazy, saying I should upgrade when I always have a blue check already. Let's try a try this a different way. Okay. So he's still trying it out. Still trying it out. What are the rules? Oh, what are my rules? Yeah, my rules whenever it comes to investing, guys, it's simple. Um, I never want to buy any asset when it's green. If it's green, I'm gonna avoid it. Because the thing is, most people buy high, expect to sell higher. Yes, it could happen. Yes, we are getting to a market where you could chase an asset. Um, but in the long run, that creates bad habit. And the reason, like, if you get away of buying something high while it's going green and you make money off of it, you automatically in your mind program like, okay, this strategy worked. But once the market reverse and you start implementing the same type of strategy, you're gonna give up all those gains that you have gotten. So that's rule number one. I never want to buy an asset when it's going green. I always want to buy, and it's simple rules. Like I want to buy assets closer to a support area. So if I'm looking at XRP right here, the support area is $2. $2 is a solid number, if I wanted to get in. But I am not doing one shot, one kill. A lot of people do that. They'll, like, let's say if they have $1,000 that they want to invest into an asset, they want to do the whole $1,000. More likely, you're not going to be able to time the bottom or get the perfect entry. I give myself wiggle room, layaway to being able to get into an asset by at least being able to, average now. Like if I have $1,000, I may and this is just if I'm extremely bullish on an asset. I may just do $500 at $2 and try to scale down like every 50 cents. So 150, $1, or so on and so on, depending on how many bullets that I want to use for it. And for me, and again, these rules just came to be about because guys, I can't tell you how many times I got rugged or how many times I chased an asset. The hard part about crypto is that many people don't talk about is having sets of rules. Cause I like to sleep at night. If I get myself over leveraged like 20, 30, 40, $50,000 into an asset, then most of the time I'm not gonna be able to sleep good. Like only ultra like plays that I have extreme conviction in that I would even sink that type of money. Because that's another rule. I don't for one particular asset, I do not add $10,000 or more. Because for me, $10,000 in crypto, like you really don't need much size to be able to make a lot of money in crypto. Like $10,000, if you can't turn 10,000 into at least 100,000, like getting a 10x, then you have to revamp your rules and seeing what's not working. Space starting again. All right, appreciate that. Let's get back to it. I was about to say, I thought you punked me.
First space of many that
All
you'll
right, so I'm
see
gonna mute
me
myself, guys.
begin to discuss Shib and everything that we're building. I'm going to focus on the history of Shib, how we got here, and where we are going. It's important that everyone on this call understand our methodology, though sometimes very unusual, and the motivations behind building the world's first true network state, at least in my humble opinion. So, how did this all begin? Many of you know the story, some of you don't. So it's my pleasure to tell you. Shib started as an experiment only, an experiment in spontaneous community building, an experiment in decentralization, and quite possibly one of the most successful experiments in history. It all started with the vision of Ryoshi. As many of you know, I am Ryoshi, and so are you, and it is a pleasure to meet you. Ryoshi laid out a simple plan, various tokens, and various pieces of technology that, when completed, would allow us to effectively overtake Doge and at the same time help, quote, to people, end quote, worldwide. Very simple idea and a simple system. Many of you know it was Shib, Bone, Leash, Treat, and She, the stablecoin, as well as Shiba Swap, Shibarium, Shiba Con, and then I also group She into that technology side of things. Now, anyone can complete this system, but that doesn't mean you have the right to scam people. I'll talk about that in a little bit. And for 6 months, nothing took place. You go look at the chart and see that it was quite flat at that time because many people didn't believe in what we are or could accomplish. From the very beginning, there was FUD. This was just a meme, just a joke, and that we would never accomplish any of the technology that we set out to build. Besides, why does it matter in the first place? Within 6 months, I joined Shib just like the rest of you. It's a very small investment. I bought the tokens off the exchange like everyone else. And the original concept that I had was for us to utilize Amazon Smile. Many of you know about Amazon Smile. It is a system that allows or forces Amazon to donate a percentage of your Amazon proceeds to charity. And my concept was, if we all chose the same nonprofit, and at the time there was only 6,000 of us in the chat, just like there's only a few of you now listening out of our vast Shib army. That's okay. At the time, this concept seemed like a good one. And Ryoshi agreed, asked if I would like to be the visionary to complete this system. And I obliged, thinking that, of course, like every other project, we'd have a large budget, a nice dev team ready to go. And I found out very quickly that is not the case. In fact, true decentralization means you have to do it yourself, which is exactly what we have done up to this point, pushing and building through the FUD and the dips in the market, some would say the bear market, to complete something quite phenomenal, or almost complete something quite phenomenal. At first, many of you have been with us for many years, remember the FUD that Shiba Swap would never be completed. And it was. Those of you who have been with us for just a few years remember the FUD that Shibarium would never be completed. And yes, I must admit that we've adjusted things to make sure that we have something that is robust and that works quite well. And I want all of you to remember that Shibarium has well over 700 million transactions, which is 7 times or approximately 7 times the output of Cardano. You'll be hearing me talk a lot about Cardano and XRP I'll explain why as we continue. When we reached the point that Shibarium was ready for release, which is approximately August 2023, I believe, it's been over a year, we came to a realization that the Army is not just a meme, it's not just an idea or just a community, but instead, because of four very distinct things, it should be classified as a sovereign state. And let me give it to you so you can DYOR and check it. According to the Montevideo Convention, which was completed in Argentina in 1930-ish, as a treaty between the US and Argentina, any state can declare sovereignty if it has four qualities. Those four qualities are: one, it must have a community, technically citizens or citizens, as we like to say. Number two, it must have governance, the ability for this community to govern itself. And number three, it must have a territory. And there's a loophole here. Because it was written in 1933, it does not specify if that territory must be digital or physical. So for now, we have kept the concept that this territory is digital, obviously, and many of you have visited our beautiful metaverse and been to our territory. And finally, you must have the ability to go into treaties with other states. We have that ability, so we check off all four boxes, and therefore, begrudgingly and in a very fun meme manner, declare sovereignty. This was done through the Shib paper and at the release of Shibarium, which received hundreds of millions of hits at the same time, and has since then run flawlessly due to the hard work of the team. Now, after the completion of Shibarium, a new question presented itself, something that I haven't really discussed with you all, but I'm happy to discuss it now. That question is, what exactly does a nation state, and let me just quickly say, shortly thereafter, we learned that there was the concept of a network state, which was coined by Balaji, the CTO or former CTO of Coinbase. He wrote a book about it. You should read it. It's called The Network State. I haven't read it, for the record. Don't need to, because while he had written that book 2 years earlier, well, now 4 years earlier, we were busy building this network state. Love you, Balaji. Now, again, what does a network state or a nation state need to power itself completely? What would an operating system look like for this state? This is a good question when you consider it. Think about it for a second. When you look at all the crypto projects out there, and you can name any of them, from XRP, Cardano, Sui, Doge, etc., there isn't a complete operating system available. Closest, in my opinion, is Coinbase, which, ironically enough, tends to be one of our competitors in this space, even though most of you may not consider it to be, but I do. Love them too. Now, in a decentralized world, this operating system will require certain technologies. These technologies need to work together to make it very easy to onboard users. And let me just take a moment to say this. How funny is it that the fudders dare say that we are being silly trying to onboard the next billion users? What else do you think we should be doing, geniuses? You think we should be just having fun? No, no, no. You don't understand. From my position, we have to develop a strategy to ensure, or at least we would like to design a strategy that would ensure adoption worldwide, because it is adoption that will drive everything else, burns, etc., etc. Adoption becomes extremely important. Now, this operating system will require certain things. Slowly and very quietly, but if you've been paying attention, you'll notice we've been doing this for years now. We require certain things. First, it would require some sort of self-sovereign identity system. That was the first that we announced. That we would build self-sovereign identity so that you control your identity, you control your funds, very different than every centralized system. Next, any true operating system for a network state would require some sort of system that ensured data protection. Now, data protection is very important. You can count, or maybe you can't, the number of issues with data that we've seen in the last few years, from hacks to all types of issues that can only be resolved with a quantum proof system. And that is why we chose Zama FHE as a secondary concept for this operating system. And then we just went all in, and Kyle completed, alongside a robust decentralized team, the vision that I have set forth for well over 36 different pieces of technology that complete this operating system in full. Now, I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong here, and I'm sure the Fudders will, that there's another project that has built a system in this manner. Yeah, no. You can go down the top 20. I don't actually see any. No, nope. This is the difference between Shib and everything else. While many people consider us a meme and an underdog, I consider us a sleeper, because what we have built is a turnkey solution for any person, business, project, city, or even country to move from Web 2 to Web 3. Now, at first concept, this might seem to be either overkill, silly, or well out there. In fact, we've pitched many individuals over this last year. We've pitched VCs, obviously. We've pitched interested entities that I will not name at this time, but you'll hear about very shortly. And we've pitched a variety of businesses. And usually the concept that when they realize what we have and the different pieces of technology, which I've termed the 36 chambers of tech, just for fun, is, well, that makes a lot of sense. Why doesn't every chain have that? Well, that makes it really easy for me to move to what you guys are building. Oh, well, that's awesome. That's pretty damn sweet. Sometimes we even get types of reactions like, either you guys are completely mad or completely genius, and I'm not sure if it's either or both. I'll leave that up for you to decide. But essentially, having this operating system alongside our entire governance system, multi-token governance system, complete network state, complete Shib paper, and everything else that we built makes us, in my opinion, an easy choice for those who are what we term the crypto curious. Now, at this point in our journey towards the future, it's my job to make sure that all of you understand what we have, so that you can make sure that everyone else understands what we have. Now, I am still very limited in what I will talk about and what I can say for a variety of reasons, but there are some things I'd like to clarify. First is a little bit about TREAT. TREAT is an acronym. You've seen me post it a few times. It stands for transactional rewards for engagement. That's one side of what it does. And access token. That's the second side of what it does. Gives access to these pieces of technology, the most well-known being fully homomorphic encryption, other ones including attestation, or sometimes it actually just rewards these systems such as karma or reputation or aura. It is my pleasure to reveal all of these different technologies that we've been working on that span from FHE to AI, agentic systems, and obviously more for our metaverse and our NFT projects. Recently, we've revealed the additional utilities for Bone, have not yet revealed the additional utility for Leash, but we would like to soon. And it will be my pleasure, ideally very soon, to reveal our new friends, is what I'll say. It's important to note that this has not been easy. We're up against people who are bigger, stronger with larger treasuries, but they are, in essence, thinking in the incorrect direction, in my opinion. And I believe that what we've built totally changes everything. Over the next few weeks and days, we'll be releasing a lot of information, explaining in detail what we have built. We'll dig into Y Combinator and the first projects that we have been in discussions with for various months as we build this operating system, and how they will utilize this operating system, this ecosystem of projects, to bring, well, essentially eyeballs and other value to our ecosystem. We're very excited about this because it is at that point that I believe no one else or no one will be able to fade us again. So I hope you enjoyed this very quick conversation and kind of recap. I'll be doing this more often now that we've worked through some technical difficulties. And I'll be breaking down into detail a lot of information and explaining to you all exactly why we are the strongest, in my opinion, strongest crypto community and strongest brand in the space, hands down, with no competition. In the future, I'll open this up to questions, but today is not that day. Again, this is just a recap of the past, how we got to this point. Most of you already know all of our utilities for Shib, Bone, Leash, and Treat. Most of you understand exactly what we're building. And for many of you, hearing that we have an operating system that allows anyone to move from Web 2 to Web 3 simply may be new, but it's exactly why Shib is a game changer. And why we work so quietly, because we like to make sure that the people who are larger, stronger, and have a larger treasury cannot shift into our lane. I'll put it that way. But now you know which lane we're in. It's a good one for us to focus on growing our ecosystem, growing our community, changing our viewpoint, or the viewpoint that the world has about us, from these guys are just a meme, it's a joke, they don't have any tech. You know how much that drives me crazy when we've worked so many years at this stuff? Two, hey, wait a minute, maybe we were sleeping on Shib. These guys do have an incredible stack. Why doesn't X do that? Why doesn't Y do that? This is crazy. And then prove to the world that we weren't kidding around this entire time. I'll be pushing this forward, and I'll need all of your assistance as I do, because if there's anything I can assure you, everyone will turn to look at us soon. And when they do, I will need all of you to bark as loud as you can, explain exactly why, and make sure that no one ever doubts us again in what we have done and built. Until next time, which will be soon, take care.
All right, guys, I am back. So hopefully you guys heard this. So Sheeb going to Web 2 to Web 3, guys, with the operating system. That is huge, and that's one of the things that he in our meeting he discussed about, and I told him I was gonna wait for him to make the announcements of what I can and cannot talk about. Am I still mute? Can y'all hear me? Testing, testing. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me. I see a comment saying I'm still on mute. Oh, I'm good. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's some pretty bullish news, guys. That is bullish. The reason why it's bullish because again, the big hurdle when you try to explain crypto or even blockchain to people who are in the web 2, like they don't understand it. And having Sheev as an operating system getting people into web 2 to web 3, that's going to be massive. I mean, most people are looking for like price growth right away, but it is going to require, like he mentioned, adoption to it. So if you get XYZ Corporation coming into the mix using, some of the tools or the tech that Sheep have, that's gonna contribute to Burns, Shiba Inu Burns, because there's something that they're gonna not only just use on, let's say if it's a big corporation such as I'm trying to think of a corporation. Let's say Coca Cola. You know how many Coca Cola that's around the world, and they're using this tool constantly from Seattle to New Zealand, uh, England, China, Hong Kong, like all these different places that using this tech for within the corporation. Like this is what we're talking about, like mass adoption, and also with the network state as well too. Like yeah, we're we're considered a net, a state, a country in a sense. And even from the last conversation that we had, there is going to be a big announcement as far as with a partner that is already adopted some of this tech that he's already talking about. So there's already someone in line, well, not in line, but someone who's actually already using it, and it's gonna get announced. So now I don't know who, and I don't know when the announcement is coming. but it should be. I think it should be this month, if not gonna be early next month. But it's there's a lot in the pipeline. There's a lot in the pipeline. Jay Flick, what's going on, my brother? So that was Shytoshi Kusama, guys. Take a look here. We got XRP pulled up. Now, that's one thing I can say too. It's just a little side note since I had XRP pulled up. The XRP community is massively huge. Like the people in XRP is crazy because like even when I speak to people outside of crypto Twitter in real life, um first thing that if they hear that I'm into crypto, they were like, "Oh, do you have XRP?" And the constant, people know XRP. They know XRP. So they definitely have a huge cult following. What happened to Wellies? Thought they were first to run business on Shibarium. Yes, they are the first to run business on Shibarium, but what they were doing was just processing, like as far as orders, that was just going through the blockchain. So what they have is just like more tech outside of just Shibarium. Think about like this, like with Microsoft, you know, like with their suites of different products. So we're gonna have, I wouldn't say something similar to that, but something along those lines. So that's what. So it's actually being able to not just power it through Shibarium, but also powering it off of Shibarium. So to meet the people wherever they're at. So let's say somebody wanted to use a tech from Shibarium or for Shib. When I say Shib, I'm talking about the ecosystem because each one of the techs they do have their own specific utility. So let's say they wanted to use something in the line for their corporation, and they're on Solana. Well, they could use that tech, because if they're a diehard Solana fan and they prefer Solana or they have whatever with Solana, they could still use that Sheeb tech, and boom, it's still going to be powered by Sheeb. And the benefit of that is okay, since they're using our product in the background, they're going to be operating with either Bone, Sheep. Again, it goes to which product it is because each product it has its own utility. So if it's a product that they're using that's for treat, or a product that's used for sheep, or a product that they're using for bone, then that's going to be the currency that's being done in the background while they're not seeing. And that's truly the best way to be able to operate because you have people in Web 2 buying bone, buying sheep, buying leash, but they have no clue because it's all within the transaction of them doing business. So I think that's pretty interesting. It makes it seamless to being able to operate. Because imagine if you're a business and you're like, oh, I gotta go to the open market, I gotta buy my bone, I gotta do this just to do a transaction, but everything else just in the background just doing it for you. So we are roughly 100 and little un little under 140 billion dollars away from alt season. Once we pass this blue line, it's gonna be go time. Exactly. Yeah. Bob says, do the business so the business doesn't even know need to know bone exists to use the tech. It just happens in the background. Exactly. Yeah. So even And one of the examples that Shytoshi had used was like, let's say it's a Uber decide they want to use the tech or something like that. Um, so while their customers are paying for it, all that transaction is just being done in the background. And even if, let's say, Uber wanted to add on their extra fees to it, they certainly could do that as well too. Let's say if they wanted to have like a Uber coin or something like that attached to it, that gives them the ability to attach a Uber coin to having the Uber coin do the stuff in the background while still consuming, in your example, bone as well. But now think about this in scale. Let's say a country, because that's one of the things that he mentioned as well too, a country. So let's say a country decide that they wanted to use all of the different stuff that we have. Now we're, now things are, because people look at it from just a project level, like, okay, a cryptocurrency level, or a personal level, someone who's personally trying to do it. Then you have the business level, city, but then you have the country level, like a country adopting the Shibarium technology. So I think these next few months should be pretty interesting, especially now that Treat is out. Because that was the main thing that I was waiting for, because I wanted Treat to come out, because now Treat is going to get used as that leverage to being able to get people on board. At least that's the hopes. But yeah, guys. See what else is going on X here. For the DeLorean, I wasn't really following it as well too. Can you show me the treat chart? Let's take a look at treat. Treat is at 0.01269. So treat is only on exchanges. So the other place that you could see, this is not right, is it? Is it on Shiba Swap? Wait a minute. Let me take a look and see if it's on Shiba Swap. Because according to this, it's saying that treat is on Shiba Swap. Let's confirm this really quick. Because I know people could create their own liquidity pool, but got to make sure that the contract is correct, though. I don't see it. Let's take a look at the. It might be the fake one, and CoinGecko accidentally linked it together. That's what it might have been. Because they also have it here for have priced at $26. That's crazy. Yeah, somebody's actually putting a liquidity pool for it by the looks of it, because it looks like it might be the same contract address. Um, Let me just confirm. 99F4, is that the correct contract? Let's see. Yeah, so somebody did. Wow, somebody created a liquidity pool for it, and it did $104,000 in volume. So if you're buying it on Uniswap, you are going to legit. Let's see how much $34 would get me. So at what price though? That's the thing. One Ethereum would get you, yeah. Yeah, so if you see it, or because this looks like, yeah, this looks like the correct one. If I click on the, let's go to Ether scan on it. Yeah, this is the right one, guys. It is the right one. So someone created a liquidity pool for it on Uniswap, but the price of it is extremely high because there's little liquidity on it. So because there's little liquidity on it, you're gonna mess around and you're just buying at a stupidly at a stupidly high price. Yeah, because people like whoever got airdrops of claim the treat, they could create liquidity for it, and that's exactly what they're doing. By them creating liquidity, when people are seeing like, oh, this is the right contract, since the liquidity is low, you're gonna be paying like, let's say, what treat's price right now is at 0.01. Like according to this, somebody was buying treat for $26 a token, so they made a killing off of this. You know what I mean? Yeah, they made a killing off of this because if you get the token, you could pair up your token to anything. So I would not recommend it going on there. So Shiba Swap, it looks like Shiba Swap might be correct too. Let me see what's the chart looking like on Shiba Swap. So yeah, look at the liquidity. Liquidity is only 8,000, guys. $8,000. And then 24 hours, this did 60,000 in volume. So people, yeah, people got wrecked a little bit on this. So yeah, because there's low liquidity, it should be just a avoid and actually just wait for the liquidity event. Yeah, I did too. Like I used to get my bone on MEXC using a VPN, but now in order for you to get onto it, at least for me, they're requiring you to KYC. So that's not gonna work for me. Bob, man, goodness, you already trying to ape in, brother. Yeah, no, like yeah, you always gotta look at liquidity because yeah, with the lower liquidity, man, you would have been paying like $30 uh, per treat token. So whoever's doing that, they're making bank off of these free token because anybody could just legit just go on there and just create their own liquidity if they have a treat. Like right now, it's at 2 cents on Pancake Swap. I can't believe $58,000 in volume, guys. That's crazy. So with someone with their small little airdrop, it was able to make $58,000 off of this. or close to it. Yo, so you were able to get treat on the CEX? That's crazy, man. Like you could legit create your own liquidity pool right now and just start selling it higher and become like you can create your own market. Like anytime I tried on MEXC, they wouldn't let me, man. They would not let me. So, dang, that's nice. So maybe Daniel out here creating these liquidity pools. He's able to buy it and put it like you could, yeah. When you think about it, you could legit do that. Like you buy it on a centralized exchange because not a lot of people get access to it. You put it on, Shiba Swap. If you buy it for 1 cent, you're selling it for like 2 or 3 cents. That's crazy. Like open up one of those peer to peer trading, and you advertise like, "Hey, this is the legit treat." But for me, I like anytime something newly launches, I have to wait. I do not get in onto new launches. See how it do. Let it settle. If I miss it, I miss it. Um, let the waters get calm because everybody just getting excited. Like, oh my god, I need to get treat. I need to get treat. I need to get treat. And anytime people start feeling that way, that's like one of the best indicators. Like, you know what? Maybe I should just step back. Cause let everybody rush in, and after whoever makes their profits, and they start dumping. But yeah, for right now, I'm just waiting. But guys, I am about to end this live. I'm glad you guys were able to come in and join. Listen to Shytoshi Kusama's first ever X Space. Like I keep telling you guys, there's so much more to come for not only Shib, but as well as for Bone, Leash, Treat, and Shibarium. But that's all that I have for you guys today. Random Art signing off.